As they say, it's the final countdown of the CAF World Cup qualifiers, and it's about to get insane. Welcome to the preview and prediction of the final window of CAF World Cup qualifiers for the first round. Obviously, we have a second round still to go with the final four team, the best four runners-ups. But today's video, we are previewing and predicting every single game, the most crucial window for a lot of national teams, maybe in their history, maybe in their recent history. Some national teams are really on the edge of not qualifying to the World Cup. But people, I need to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think Cabo Verde are going to qualify for their first ever World Cup? Do you think Egypt, Algeria are going to secure their position back to the World Cup? Who will qualify from Group C with South Africa, Benin, and Nigeria? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for more CAF World Cup qualifying content. We're going to talk about the next round. We're going to have so much content heading into the AFCON. Then we're going to preview every single CAF team at the World Cup next year. So let's get straight into it, people. We're not here for the small talk. We're here for the analysis and the predictions. So Group A, it's a foregone conclusion. Egypt will be qualifying to the World Cup. They're just going to play Djibouti, which Djibouti are not a good team, as we have seen with the standings, as we have seen with all of the games. So Egypt should be securing this. It's not going to be pretty. Still no Omar Mamouche in the side. He's still injured, but with all of the quality they have, with all of the discipline, and yes, Egyptians are always going to look for perfection. Obviously, ever since the golden generation, it's always going to be, how can you bear yourself to that team? But Egypt will do it. They will return to the World Cup for the first time since 2018. Now, the key for this group will be, can Burkina Faso secure the runners-up and be one of the best runners-up? Well, they're not having an easy game here. Going away to Sierra Leone, and Sierra Leone have been a sort of tough team. And remember, when these two teams faced each other early on in these qualifiers, it was a 2-2 draw, and Sierra Leone actually played a really good game away in Burkina Faso. Now that they're the host, I feel like that's going to be a very, very narrow sort of game for Burkina Faso, and they have to win it. There's no other obligation. They must win that game. I feel like they will just narrowly win it, like 2-1, 3-1 sort of scoreline. Egypt will be Djibouti. Ethiopia, Guinea-Bissau, probably a 1-1 because Guinea-Bissau have been so inconsistent through these qualifiers. Then the final match there, Burkina Faso, Ethiopia. It should be a 2-0, 3-0 comfortable victory for Burkina Faso. Djibouti, Sierra Leone will win. And Egypt will round out their qualification with a victory over Guinea-Bissau. So my overall thoughts with this group is Egypt will secure. After they got that 0-0 draw away in Burkina Faso, I was like, okay, it's done. They don't have to stress or worry about anything. And Burkina Faso, I do think they will be one of the best runners up and make it to the next round. This group had a crazy twist after Senegal made that incredible comeback away in Kinshasa. Now it's about, can they continue? Can Papa Thiaw and the players continue this momentum? Now, they are going away to South Sudan, and Senegal have always in these qualifiers away from home, the Togo performance. Obviously, the DR Congo was a astronomical performance by them, but they haven't been the most consistent side away from home. Now that Senegal are in the lead in this group, and the way they just played and the confidence they have, and Koulibaly still being a leader, I mean, it's just mesmerizing to watch the Senegalese side emerge as a top team once again, because they were kind of slipping away the last 2 to 3 years, but they're like, hey, you remember us? We're AFCON champions from 2021. Now they're going away to South Sudan. It might be a tricky game at points, but I feel like Senegal should get the job done there. DR Congo, they have no excuses. I know there's no Yohan Wissa. He's out injured. You still have to get the result here. I wonder what the psyche of the players will be after just such a devastating loss, the bottling the 2-0 lead. It's like in the DNA of the DR Congo right now, but they're going away to Togo, and Togo, these qualifiers are just the draw merchants. Now, if they drop points here, DR Congo, that could jeopardize their opportunities to finish as one of the best runners up. So they have no excuses. They have to win this game. It's not going to be pretty. I feel like it's going to be 1-0 for DR Congo. Sudan, Mauritania. I mean, Sudan want to have a prayer in these qualifiers. They have to beat Mauritania. I know the last window was a really disappointing window for Sudan. It kind of felt like the momentum had gone away from the side. But for that game, I'm going to go also 1-0. I just think it's going to be a narrow win for them. South Sudan, Togo. I think this will be 1-1, and South Sudan will grab another point in this group. DR Congo then are hosting Sudan, and this game is going to be tough because I know DR Congo are going to have all the pressure. They're probably going to do all the mathematics and seeing if they can be one of the best runners-ups in the CAF region. While Sudan are like, okay, let's just kind of prepare for the AFCON. Let's be a bit more defensively strong in these games. DR Congo, they got to win. They're at home. I wonder how the crowd reaction will be because we saw the last time in Kinshasa against Senegal, the crowd just lost it and they threw all the seats onto the stadium. I feel like this will still be a win for DR Congo. I'm going to go 2-1 there. And Senegal will qualify to the World Cup after beating Mauritania 2-0. So, yeah, I think Senegal will qualify to the World Cup. DR Congo, they should be getting one of the best runners up, and I think they deserve it because they have been one of the more consistent sides in the CAF region the last couple of years. It would be really devastating if they don't do it. The drama in this group is about to get crazy. After South Africa got deducted 3 points because of Mokoena, not really because of Mokoena, but just the FA and whoever is in charge of the paperwork and dealing with those sort of situations in the Bafana FA, they need to be deported ASAP. That simply cannot happen. All of the hard work of Hugo Bruce and his side, all they have done, it could be jeopardized. But this group is going to be fascinating. Benin are going away to Rwanda. Not an easy game. Yeah, and we saw that Benin, and I talked about it last time as well. They're a good home team. Away from home, a little bit soft, I would say. Not that maybe soft is a harsh word, but they just don't have that same sort of drive in their game. Gernot Rohr is a very experienced manager in these qualifiers. He's done it before with Nigeria. If he somehow does it with Benin, that would be an incredible achievement. And they somehow debut at the World Cup, but they're going away to Rwanda. I can't lie. I think that's going to be a 1-1 game. I know Benin have been a good side, but just away from home and Rwanda at home, I don't think it's going to be a pretty matchup. That's why I'm going to go 1-1 there. Lesotho, Nigeria. I mean, look, the Super Eagles have no choice. Eric Chalet has no choice. The players have no choice. I don't know what's going to be the status of Victor Osimhen in this game. Now, Ademola Lookman has a bit more consistent minutes with Atalanta after rejoining the team. This has to be a win, and it has to be a big win if they want to help with their goal difference, if they want to have aspirations as finishing in one of the top runners-up positions. This has to be 3-0, minimum. Then South Africa are not going away. They're not going away to Zimbabwe. They're not playing away in Botswana. They're playing at home, basically. The game will be in South Africa. So, yes, South Africa got deducted the points, but now they can use that as anger. Don't be scared of the moment. Like Hugo Broos' side have never been shy of the moment. They've taken the opportunity with huge confidence, and they have to keep doing the same thing here. They got 2 games at home, basically, South Africa. If you want to qualify for the World Cup, and I fully believe that they deserve to go there because they've been such an exhilarating team, and it just sucks that if those -3 points and the goal difference going down, if that is the reason why South Africa do not qualify to the World Cup, I think it's going to be a travesty. I do believe, though, they will beat Zimbabwe because Zimbabwe, yes, it is a rivalry game between these two countries, but Zimbabwe's form recently isn't the same as it was at the beginning of these qualifiers. That's why I feel like South Africa, Hugo Broos' team, they will get the job done. I'm going to go 2-0 there. Lesotho, Zimbabwe, let's say 2-2. Hey, Lesotho, man, they got 9 points in 8 games. I think that's a miracle in itself, an absolute miracle. South Africa and then hosting Rwanda, also not going to be an easy game, as we have seen consistently with Rwanda. 5 goals scored, 5 goals conceded. Not an attractive team to watch, but they just get the job done. They're going to bunker down, try and get a result, and it's going to be down to South Africa. I wonder if the nerves will hit the side with 20 minutes to go. They'll keep an eye on the Nigeria-Benin game to see how that's going. So South Africa just have to play their game. And I'm going to be honest, I think it's going to be 1-0 South Africa, and they might be qualifying to the World Cup. Then the final game is Nigeria and Benin. This is a must-win for both teams. Obviously, if they want to have any aspirations of getting one of the best runners up. But I'm a little bit worried that this game is going to be like 1-1, or it could just have a crazy late goal for either side, as both teams will have to push for a goal. I don't know what's going to happen in that final match because, Rwanda could play spoiler to South Africa, while then Nigeria and Benin are like, hey, we got a chance here. Maybe we have a chance of qualifying to the World Cup. So anything's possible. I'm still going to go with a 1-1 between Nigeria and Benin. I feel like Gernot Rohr is just going to put the nail in the coffin of the Super Eagles' aspirations to qualify for the World Cup. And I don't think the second place team in this group is going to be one of the best runners up. And that's going to be the detriment of a Benin, of a Nigeria, of maybe a South Africa as well. Group D then, after Cabo Verde picked up a massive victory at home against Cameroon, the fortunes of qualifying for their first ever World Cup, it's high. The stock is now high with Cabo Verde. They're going away to Libya. That is not going to be easy at all. Aliou Cisse's team are balling out right now. They're a structured team. They have goal scorers on their side. I'm loving this Libyan sort of resurgence within the national team. And I will always praise Aliou Cisse because I think he's an absolutely wonderful manager. And they're going to play spoiler to Cabo Verde. and I would not be shocked if Libya win that game. That's why I'm going to go 2-1 for Libya. Cameroon will beat Mauritius like 3-0, 2-0. Angola should be beating Eswatini, but Angola now, they sacked their manager. It's just such turmoil, I think, within the national team because they had such a high at the last AFCON, and since then it's kind of been underperforming, losing to Libya at home, losing to Cabo Verde at home. So the sort of hype around the Angola national team has died down, but I feel like they will still beat Eswatini. So then heading into the final match day, Cabo Verde will be on 19 points, Cameroon will be on 18 points, and Libya will be on 17 points. Cabo Verde will then beat Eswatini, and they will qualify for the first ever World Cup. I know the pressure will be monumental. The players have never felt this sort of pressure before, maybe in their careers. Obviously not with the national team, but yeah, I think Cabo Verde will get the job done. If they don't beat Eswatini, my God, the video I made about them, the rise of Cabo Verde, it will be all for nothing. It will be all for nothing. Then Libya will beat Mauritius. Cameroon, though, Cameroon could be in a tricky position here because if they drop points to Angola, and we don't know what the squad is for Cameroon right now, if an Ete Young from Levante will be called up or any of these guys or Kovane from Bayer Leverkusen, because I feel like they need a proper backup to Vincent Aboubakar because you can see the form for Vincent Aboubakar, it's going down and they need a replacement ASAP. And I feel like Angola could play spoiler, but there will be so much pressure on Eto'o. There will be so much pressure on the entire team that Cameroon will somehow win this game. I don't know if it's going to be pretty. I don't know if it's going to be high scoring, but I'll go 2-1 for Cameroon. So the final standings for the group will be Cabo Verde on 22 points. Cameroon will pick up back-to-back victories, but it will not be enough. But I feel like it will just be enough to make it into the runners-up position. Libya just narrowly miss out, but they are a team for the future. This group is done and dusted. Morocco have already qualified to the World Cup, so I don't need to give analysis on that part. Tanzania, we just don't know what the whole Eritrea situation, whether they're going to get the points or not. It's just such a cluster F, if you ask me, when it comes to that whole situation. How have CAF and FIFA not dealt with this situation? Seriously, like Tanzania, maybe they don't know that they have to win this game against Zambia. Who knows? So I feel like that whole situation has been horribly managed by all parties. And yeah, otherwise in this group, it's kind of just training session. Good to see Congo back. For Tanzania and Zambia, it's more about preparation for the AFCON and preparing and getting into a mental state for it and seeing which sort of style you want to play. Obviously, maybe Tanzania and Zambia will be a bit more defensive teams. I mean, Zambia are terrible defensively, so I don't know what the heck they're going to do at the AFCON defensively. But for Tanzania, they have to have the approach of winning this game and just seeing what happens in the other groups, because maybe they will get the 6 points from Eritrea and maybe sneak in to one of the best runners up. But let's see. This group, though, otherwise it's done. Morocco will beat Congo, and these are just training sessions for the other teams. Group F, then, Ivory Coast. They should be doing the job, but, with Ivory Coast, it might be 1-0, although they are playing Seychelles. And they scored 9 goals against Seychelles last time, so maybe this time it's half because attacking wise, they have no threat. It's Nicolas Pepe and Inshallah at this moment in time for Ivory Coast. They need to have better attacking idea. Tactically, how do they want to break down a team? Tactically, which players should get on the ball the most to create the chances? And yeah, I think that's the biggest problem for this Ivory Coast team, because defensively, yeah, they still haven't conceded a goal. And they might not concede a goal here, even though Kenya are a super high scoring team. So yes, Ivory Coast will be scoring 5 past Seychelles. Kenya, Burundi, that could be a sleeper game. That could be like a 2-2, 3-3, because, yeah, Kenya are also defensively not the strongest of teams right now. Now, Gambia could play spoiler to Gabon, even though Gabon are in a very good position to maybe be one of the best runners up. But Gambia resurgence is here, people, and we know the attacking talent on this team is ridiculous. They could win that game 3-2 against Gabon. They could lose that game 4-2. They could lose that game 5-1 because Gambia are a Lamborghini up front and a Fiat defensively. Now, which one will show up? Who knows? For Gabon, yes, they got Boanga. They obviously got a Bambiang. They got Lamina. They got a quality players, Gabon. They have to win this game, even though I don't feel like it's a must, but it's a must not lose sort of game here for Gabon. I feel like I'm going to go for a 2-2 there between Gambia and Gabon. I feel like it's going to be high scoring. Then Gambia will destroy Seychelles. Gabon then will be Burundi at home. At Ivory Coast, it's going to be 1-0 over Kenya, and they will return to the World Cup. I know there was a lot of criticism for Petkovic last time. I know there was a lot of discussion after the Guinea game. Oh, what is Petkovic doing? Why is he calling up these sort of players? Why are these sort of players playing? But Algeria will get the job done. They're playing Somalia. Now, Somalia have been competitive in some games, but Algeria, they'll win this game 3-0, and they will return to the World Cup for the first time since 2014. And I'll drop a separate video talking about that because they will beat Somalia. I mean, if they drop points to Somalia, yeah, then maybe you have question marks about Petkovic. Even though, Somalia are a competitive team, but just the sheer quality difference between the two teams is astronomical. So yeah, Algeria, they'll get the job done there and qualify for the World Cup. Mozambique, they just got to keep winning and hoping for a prayer because they're going away. They're hosting Guinea, and we know Guinea have some quality. They just haven't been a consistent side throughout these qualifiers. That's been their biggest issue these entire qualifiers. You can see they play good football against Algeria, and then they'll have a stinker at home against Somalia where they can't convert their chances. So Mozambique got to win the game. Guinea are, a resurgent team right now. I feel like it's going to be like 2-2, 1-1 because Mozambique last window. Not impressive, people. Not impressive either. Botswana, Uganda. Obviously, Botswana still got to prepare for the AFCON. This is a really good test for them. Also, against the Ugandan side that are on the rise right now. They played phenomenal football in the September window. Intrigued to see if Uganda can keep it up, and they have to win both games here. Now, they are tricky going away to Botswana and going away to Algeria. I feel like the Botswana game, it's going to be a Uganda win there, 2-1. Then Guinea will beat Botswana 1-0, 2-0 sort of game there. Mozambique will beat Somalia, and then Algeria and Uganda. It's going to be a must-win for Uganda. I wonder how Petkovic will kind of rotate the team. Will the chemistry be there? What sort of style will Algeria adopt against the Ugandan team that just know they have to win? Because you got to at least get over 20 points, I think, to be one of the best runners up here. So for Uganda, it's going to be tough, but Algeria are just such a dominant team at home, and that's why I got Algeria winning 2-1. And yeah, I feel like Uganda are just going to barely miss the runners-up, but they are a team to watch at the next AFCON. And Mozambique, if they can win both games, they might have a chance to get into the runners-up positions. Tunisia have already qualified from this group, so there's not much to talk about here. Equatorial Guinea, again, they got to prepare for the AFCON. Malawi, Liberia, they don't really have a chance of getting the runners-up position. The key here is Namibia. They're going away to Liberia. I don't think that's going to be an easy game. After Namibia lost that game against Malawi at home, it just completely put a dent in their hopes of qualifying to the World Cup. If they won that game against Malawi, they would have been in a prime position here because they know if they just beat Liberia, they should be set. Now they're going away to Liberia and away to Tunisia. They might get the victory away to Liberia, but away to Tunisia, not a chance because we know Tunisia. They'll win that game 1-0, 2-0. Come on. It's Tunisia in World Cup qualifiers, AFCON qualifiers. They get the job done. I'm hoping Namibia could do it because that would be a sensational achievement for them to make it into the runners-up playoffs, but I don't see it happening. And yeah, Tunisia, they'll beat Sao Tome and Principe, and they'll beat Namibia to continue their good form that they are showing recently. Then the final group. Will Ghana do it or will Ghana bottle it? That is the biggest question mark for this group. Mali are pretty much done. After they lost the game to Ghana, again, this national team with so much talent underperforming. It's such a sad reality with Mali because we know Tom Seinfeld, unbelievable manager. I love the manager. What he did for Gambia was unbelievable achievement, but you can see this team. It just always the pressure moments they underperform. Watch Mali. They'll beat Chad and they'll beat Madagascar. I wouldn't be even shocked about that. So for Mali, they don't have a chance of getting the runners-up position. Ghana, though, look, they're going away to Central African Republic. I said last time you're going away to Chad and it should be an easy victory. And what happened? 1-1. Then they play at home to Mali. Very physical game. You didn't really see the Ghanaian team that we saw in the March window, for example. So for Ghana, I don't think it's going to be pretty, and I don't think Otto Addo and his players care. I think they just got to get the victory and just hope Comoros and Madagascar tie so that Ghana will return to another World Cup. I feel like the Central African Republic game is going to be... I would want to say 2-0, but I can't be confident with this team. They're such a bipolar team right now, are Ghana. But I'm going to go 1-0 for Ghana. It's going to be defensively sturdy game. Semenyo has to step up in this window because what I saw from Semenyo in the September window was absolutely below level to what is expected of him. The game, though, that I'm really intrigued by is the island derby between Comoros and Madagascar. Comoros have been a weird team recently. Some good moments, some weak moments. Madagascar had a really positive September window. So which team is the favorite here? And which team has the sort of confidence to win this game and dominate possession? Who's going to take the initiative in this game? I'm really intrigued by this. I'm going to definitely watch this game between Comoros and Madagascar because if either team win this game, Oh, their chances of getting the runners up position and being one of the best runners up, I feel like it's going to be a draw. Maybe a little bit cagey at times. Neither team really wanted to take initiative in the matchup. So I'm going to go just 1-1. And that's going to be a huge downfall on both sides because then obviously Chad played Central African Republic. Doesn't really matter that game. Although Chad, I was quite surprised in the September window how well they played against Ghana, how physical they were. They didn't really have a lot of technical ability, but they are, a gritty team out there. But I'll go 1-1 there. Ghana, Comoros, Ghana are a dominant home team right now in these qualifiers compared to the AFCON qualifiers. So I'm going to go Ghana winning that game 2-0. Mali, Madagascar, like I said, I think Mali are going to win this game and just end the hopes of Madagascar, which sucks because that would be a sensational story. And if you just need a reminder, people, these are the standings as of right now for the runners-up and which four teams. So like I said, I think it'll be Gabon, I think it'll be DR Congo, I think it'll be Burkina Faso, and I feel like Cameroon is going to get the final spot, and Madagascar will slip down out of the top four. And yes, teams like a Nigeria, teams like maybe Madagascar, teams like maybe a Uganda or Mozambique will be missing the World Cup. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, people. Which team do you think will qualify for the World Cup? Do you think South Africa, Nigeria, or Benin will qualify from Group C? Do you think Ivory Coast, Algeria, and Egypt will get the job done? And which game are you most looking forward to ahead of this window? Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around there, because we're going to have so much content after this window heading into the AFCON for all CAF related stuff. And follow me on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, join the Discord, all those links, description down below. But have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time, adios.